NMLS number 275483.
Welcome back to Cover Your Assets. Jason Walgrave, Todd Ricker, Craig Nestor in the house. And from Nevada, we have got Mr. Scott Letourneau from Nevada Corporate Partners. And we're talking about, or planners, I should say. We started out the show today, Todd, talking about loan modifications and how is somebody that's going to help you get a fast rise to profits. What does that have to do with this?
Well, pretty simple stuff. If you're if you're challenged financially, there's only two ways to fix it: spend less and make more. You've got to be able to do both of those things. And the interesting thing that we covered moments ago was the idea that people who are in a financially challenged situation don't see beyond that situation. They fixate on it and they don't concern themselves with how they're going to recover and rebuild themselves. Interesting thing that in the last Great Depression, and I say the last because I'm wondering how long it's going to take before they start calling this one the same thing. In the last Great Depression, at a time when $1 million was a whole heck of a lot of money, there were more millionaires created within the next 5 to 10 years after the Depression than all the others leading up to that time in the last 50 years prior to that. So it was amazing how people reposition themselves and retooled to be able to do it. What Scott is talking about is you've got to have a business, you've got to have a concept, and the idea that there's not tremendous opportunity. Let's get real. There's always opportunity. Even if there's famine and pestilence, there's opportunity in that, sadly. But you have to position your business to succeed. So when you have a good concept, when you have a good business, you want to get positioned properly with a good solid foundation that gives you the greatest opportunity to produce profits and also to understand how business works and all the things that relate to it, so you have a grand strategy.
Scott, when you talk about 95% of small businesses fail, what's the number one thing that you can bring to the table to help help your clients move forward and be profitable?
Well, number one, we touched on it just briefly, which was set up that proper foundation. See, so many people say to me, in their languages, let me give it a try, see what happens, let's see if it works, let's see if I'm making some money on it. That's all just language for failure. So step one, make a decision, set up the proper foundation so you're going to move forward with the right business structure to separate your personal and business credit, personal and business assets. Step two, the challenge in this environment, a lot of people tell me, Scott, I need all the extra money for marketing. I got to do Google AdWords, Facebook AdWords. I got to start promoting my company. I got to advertise in magazines and things like that. And I only have so much money to advertise to get new customers. There's actually a much easier way, and it's what we teach. And the key, the ideal strategy is to get other companies who have spent millions of dollars to promote you at no cost. And we have clients that do that all the time. We teach them how to do it. It's leveraging something we call a joint venture. And I'm going to tell everybody, here's the question all the business owners want to write down or somebody considers starting a business. This is the million-dollar question to help you bring in profits. Where does your client or customer go for business before, during, and after they need your product or service? So where do your clients or customers go before, after, and during they need your product or service? The number one easiest way to get more clients quickly is find out where do your customers or clients go before they need your product or service. Those companies are spending many times millions of dollars to attract those customers. They have goodwill. They have rapport with them. They've been in business for several years. And if you can offer value, because those clients are going to be looking for someone like you, if you can offer value through a free report, a free teleseminar, something to help them acquire more customers, to reduce the loss in their membership, they'll gladly promote you to their database at no cost to you. That's a powerful strategy, and that falls into what's called a host-beneficiary relationship. You're the beneficiary, the other company's the host. When you master that subject, that's the incredible opportunity in this current economy to grow your business very quickly and bring in massive profits.
What did you call that again, Scott?
It's a host-beneficiary relationship where the other company's the host, you're the beneficiary. You're benefiting from them promoting you to their company. So even if you do a teleseminar as a bonus, they have to email their entire list about who the guest is. That gives value. You didn't have to spend a dime on any of that. And there's so many companies today that don't offer any bonuses when you subscribe to their membership, to their program, to their widget, whatever they're buying. And more small companies and even large companies are getting the picture. I mean, large corporations have been doing this for years. You know, if you go by a Coca-Cola, then all of a sudden they do a joint venture with the movie company. And so small businesses are starting to figure out how to do it. You just got to execute on it properly. It can be tremendously profitable.
And if you pick those folks wisely, then it's certainly a mutually beneficial situation.
Yeah, absolutely, because you're offering value. You have to come from the premise, Todd, how do I help your customers become more successful? Is there information they need access to that help them be better suited for you? What can we do to fill in the gap? And if I come from that energy willing to help your clients and customers be more successful, and I have tools or resources to do that at no cost to you, you might be willing to consider that opportunity, especially if it's going to help you bring in more profits to your business. The indirect benefit I get is I get promoted to your client list at no cost to me, and that's massive.
You're listening to Cover Your Assets, 855-835-8500. It's 855-835-8500 or coveryourassets21.com. And the Cover Your Assets team, Todd Rooker, Jason Walgrave, and Craig Nestor today, we're talking with Scott Letourneau of Nevada Corporate Planners. Scott, I'd like you to back up just a little bit because we're talking about all of the resources that you can offer business owners and getting people who might even be in a very deep personal financial crisis right now to where they can make more money to need you. But I'd like you to back up and say, can someone come to you if they know they want to be a business owner and an entrepreneur? Do you give them ideas on what business to start, or do you work with all categories of businesses? Tell us a little bit more about that from the earlier side of this.
Yeah, so typically most people will come to us who already have a business idea. They're in direct sales, network marketing, internet marketing. They're going to open up a retail operation, and they're beginning, they don't know exactly where to get started. They usually don't come to us for ideas, although when they become a client of ours, we will share ideas in whatever niche they're in to make it easier for them to be successful, whether it's everything from copywriting to their website, to their language, to what they're using, to joint ventures. We have all these tools and resources because on a monthly basis we interview a world-class expert on how to do two skills. Number one, how to make profits in the shortest period of time, and number two, how to keep them. So they have access to all these resources when they become a client. But typically, they do come to us with their idea or their business concept first.
One of the things that I love about Scott Letourneau is this is new stuff. I mean, you didn't hear things like what Scott's speaking a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This is about transformation, not about information. There was a way that was effective before. This is a different time now. The housing industry is slowly bottoming out, and everyone that's somebody here says this is another 10 to 20% left to go in bottoming out of a housing industry. Food is 30% more expensive than it was just a few months ago. Just a few months ago, wow. 30% more expensive. Gas is $3.50 a gallon, and that's a good deal, we think. You got to remember, in the Obama administration, the price of gas has doubled. So where is the innovation? Where is in Depression 2.0, where is the next batch of millionaires going to come from, and where is that plan of action? And Scott Letourneau steers straight into this abyss, stares it straight in the eye, and has a plan. Scott, how would people get a hold of you? And do you have something that you can, I don't want to say give away for free, but what do you got?
So the best way to get a hold of us, you can call our 800 number, and we'll do a 30-minute free consultation. Even if you've already been in business for 3 or 4 years and you're struggling, give us a call. It's 888-627-7007. 888-627-7007. And the other thing we have for you is an incredible 60-minute overview on how to incorporate your business, build business credit, and keep the IRS off your back. You would think in this economy the IRS would loosen up a little bit. Hey, they got a $300 billion tax gap, the largest responsibility that is small business owners. They're going after small business owners more than ever before. You think that wouldn't be the case. So that's just part of the ripple effect along with what the banks are doing. The odds are against you, but our goal is to help you beat the odds. It's an incredible free CD. We'll send it to you. There's no charge for shipping. We want you to listen to it. Plus, we have an incredible CD on how Dun & Bradstreet work. How does business credit work? How do you get vendors to report? How does your business credit files work? A lot of people are somewhat familiar with personal credit files from what you guys teach. A lot of misconceptions there. Most people have very little awareness how business credit works. We'll send you both CDs for free. They're each a $97 value. Just give us a call, or you can go to our website, nvinc.com, nvinc.com, and it looks like Nevada Inc. We'd love to hear from you.
Very cool. Scott Letourneau, stick around with us here on Cover Your Assets. We're here with Todd Rooker, Jason Walgrave, and Craig Nestor. And, we brought Scott on today to talk about the recovery aspect, but we started our show today talking about loan modifications, and we've got much, much more coming on that, right, Craig?
Well, unfortunately, it seems that the federal plans of spending and stimulus packages don't seem to work, at least not in the favor of the average person just trying to keep a roof over their head. And so we'll continue a little bit with that when we come back.
Yeah, absolutely. It is very confounding to most people why there's all these programs out there and nobody that they know ever seems to really fit into one. You notice that, Jason? I'm sure you talk to homeowners a lot.
Absolutely. People come in and they say, I've been working on this loan modification for 18 or 24 months. I've heard that story before. And sometimes I'll ask them, well, who do you know that's actually completed one successfully? Most of the time they just look at me and don't say anything. Because they don't. Because the reality is like Craig will mention, less than 5% are actually successful. What it does, it creates frustration and sleepless nights and paperwork upon paperwork that you have to send in. It's very frustrating, and it just doesn't work most of the time.
And so they end up coming to you, Jason Walgrave, and talking about things like short sales. So Cover Your Assets team, Todd Rooker, Jason Walgrave, Craig Nestor, and along for the ride for our last segment today, also still Scott Letourneau with Nevada Corporate Planners. 855-835-8500 is the number to join us, 855-835-8500. You can reach us actually all week long with that, or go to our website, coveryourassets21.com. So much of the great information that we dispense here is available in the Financial Crisis Bible, and it's there and it's yours for free.
WWTC Minneapolis, St. Paul.
A service of Salem Communications.
Life presents many legal matters. Who will you turn to if you need representation? Daniels & Wymore PLLC is a full-service law firm equipped to represent businesses and individuals. They counsel you through virtually any legal matter. Whether you're starting a business and you need to draft the necessary documents, you need litigation representation, estate planning, or even help defending your home from foreclosure. It doesn't matter whether you're a wealthy entrepreneur, a startup business, or an average individual looking for excellent legal counsel. You'll get the best possible representation at Daniels & Wymore. There's a lot at stake when it comes to legal matters, and you can count on our attorneys to bring their A-games every time. Call 763-201-1215. That's 763-201-1215. Or meet them online at dnwlawfirm.com. Daniels & Wymore, PLLC, providing ethical, tenacious, and cost-effective representation in the areas of business transactions, litigation, and estate planning. dnwlawfirm.com.
Why have Michelle Bachmann's poll numbers jumped off the charts? Hi, it's Hugh here with the latest issue of Town Hall Magazine explains why Congresswoman Michelle Bachmann is a Tea Party favorite for the GOP presidential nomination. There's also an outstanding investigative report on how George Soros is trying to push the left-leaning media even further to the left. Month after month, Town Hall Magazine delivers fresh, hard-hitting, intelligent reporting. Subscribe today at townhallmagazine.com and take advantage of a very special offer. That's townhallmagazine.com.
Congratulations on landing the job. I'm really excited for you.
Thanks. How's your search going?
Job market's tight. I can barely get an interview, and I've got student loans to deal with. You're lucky, The National Guard paid your loans off.
Luck. The Guard was a smart decision, one you can still make.
The National Guard Student Loan Repayment Program can pay up to $50,000 of your existing student loans. Get the details at nationalguard.com.
Sponsored by the Minnesota National Guard, aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters.